All right, already looks like we're doing better than the other day. What was that, Monday? Computer had a case of the Mondays, or internet, or something. Morning technology stuff. Okay. I think I've covered all the bases. So anyway, did a lot of work around here the last couple of days. Had some stuff rearranged, some stuff set up. Been working, getting ready to launch a bunch of new stuff for the fall. Working on condition oils and teas and baths and spiritual baths. All kinds of stuff. Things going with to go along with the classes, and even today, see, I still have paper. Like today, we have a class going on tonight, the magic of essential oils. Reverend James teaches that one. He's probably just as excited as everybody else to be able to offer these. A lot of work goes into these classes, and right now we're only offering them for $10 online. So for anybody that is interested, check out our events tab and get in on the fun. It's a lot of questions about essential oils that go on. Probably the biggest thing is using them safely, and he does cover that to great extent. There's so much bad information out there about these oils. What to use when, what to use where, how to use them. Do I dilute? Do I not dilute? It's complex, and these aromatic materials, they can definitely hurt if not treated with respect. So yeah, we want to make sure that everybody's doing things as safe as we possibly can. So yeah, check that out. I'm realizing I have this it's hard when you do this on camera because everything's backwards, but I notice I have this poof thing going on today. It's like when I pull when I pull out my yearbooks from the early 90s and have that, and everybody had that swoosh thing going on, the Aquanet swoosh. That was always an interesting phenomena. The hair that defied gravity, and pages and pages of the hair that defied gravity. Although I miss the 90s. I do. That was a fun time. I just started my formal explorations into spirituality and spiritualism, and all the wonderful parts of that. College, that was interesting for what it's worth now. It's an expensive little piece of paper that you get. So what's going on today? I know the 80s ruled big hair, yes. The hair bands. Yeah, I not ashamed to admit that I still have CDs. I'll pull the CDs out and just you you just look at them and you go, wow, that was impressive. And how did they get that to how did that happen? I still, the I still think of the Poison CD with, all the full makeup and the hair and all that, and it's good music, good times. Still enjoy me a good concert now and then when there are good concerts. For me, actually, music is more. It's not just entertainment. Aquanet, yeah, it was Aquanet. That I don't even know if they still sell it, but that was gravity defying hold right there. But music for me is more than entertainment. It's funny just how much the music kind of defines me on a spiritual level at every stage in the game, from childhood till now. And it's really kind of cool that, there are some artists that they'll put out an album and it perfectly matches my station in life. I've been, it's always intriguing to me how that happens. And, it's like and I can understand everybody's pull towards music, their individual tastes and styles. It's something that speaks to them on more than just one level. I mean, yeah, you have what's his name? The Bieber-esque fans that are, just in love with the person and, the thing. But music can be so much more. And it's actually part of a project that I'm currently working on. Hopefully, will be launching here in the local region in the months to come. Combining readings with music and messages and just this, sensory explosion that is really cool. It's shaping up really cool. So I'm excited about this. I'm really excited about this. So once we get some materials and stuff together for it, I'll be putting it out on Still Our World and my page, Rev Art, and on So Magic. But we're trying to do what we can to help people, and with that, we're trying to find new ways that haven't been beaten into the ground. And one of those, oh, here we go again, there's another one of these, there's another, oh, here's this, oh, here's that. And it's just it's they call it new age, but it's not. It's always been here, and it's time, I think, we start. We've talked about connections, and it's time we start reconnecting on this aspect too, more so than just interpersonal reconnections. Or we had talked about connecting back to ancestors, getting in touch with who we are, and allowing that to define ourselves versus societal norms. Because that changes every day. A meme can change that on Facebook in a heartbeat now. But but reconnecting to nature, reconnecting to the planet, that's also a thing that more need to explore, in my opinion. We've been making a more concerted effort ourselves to get out into nature and, going wild harvesting of the herbs that we use, and, tending to the earth, as well as accepting the bounty that is presented to us. And, it's really cool, so yeah. I have not had enough coffee / caffeine this morning. Haven't made it to the store, so I'm kind of rationing it, and definitely feeling the lack thereof. But is it just me, or has social media become more of a propaganda machine than being social? I'm curious. I'm curious what people's thoughts are. So I don't get much value out of social media. I hope I'm giving value, actually, by sitting down and chatting, and giving people an opportunity and an arena to ask questions and be involved. But I've been struggling to find value in social media anymore. There's been a lot of people talking about friends and the value of friendship and so on and so forth. And I think to myself, are you basing that off of likes on a post? Are you basing that off of, somebody typing, agreed in sharing something that you share? Because, newsflash, not everybody's going to agree with you. Not everybody agrees with me. But that doesn't preclude them from being friends. Friends are allowed to have differing opinions. We're not lemmings. We're not automatons. We're allowed to disagree. Disagreeing respectfully. Wow. Morning coffee is definitely a thing. It's painful to try to keep up with my coffee intake sometimes. But, we've lost that ability to disagree respectfully. I see it here and there. And by what when you read a post, what somebody's actually saying. And it just treads that line of respect for others. And in some cases, it makes me wonder, if you're that easily incensed over something silly on Facebook, how much respect do you have for yourself as well when you go out and put somebody on blast? But who am I to judge? I don't judge. That's how they choose to live their life, and more power to them. I've seen some crazy things, though. Just people losing their minds. And it blows my mind with just how short that fuse is. And it gets me back to the thought that I've, on some other things that we've talked about in these videos, where, when did the fuse become so short that people can go from zero to losing their shit in a heartbeat. I don't know. I don't get it. And I do want to take a minute though and think about, and I want to throw a shout out to anybody that watches this that is from the North Carolina, South Carolina coastal areas. You know, our prayers are with you and our thoughts are with you. Definitely sending every good vibe we possibly can down to you guys. So just be safe. And if they evacuate, evacuate. Don't wait it out. This doesn't sound like it's going to be, Florence doesn't sound like she's going to be very friendly. So just wanted to put that out there too. So anyway, you know, we actually have our first show that we're doing in a long time this weekend. Getting back out there. We have a spiritual expo this Saturday. Really looking forward to that, meeting some new folks and, you know, shaking hands and putting that good energy out there. So if anybody's in the Erie area, it's going to be 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. this Saturday at the Saga Club, which you would think I had the address here. I don't. It's on Washington Avenue in Erie. 3828 Washington Avenue from 10 to 4 on Saturday. And there's going to be a lot of vendors, a lot of readers, some healing going on. So, you know, a little bit of everything and something for everyone. So if anybody's in the area, stop out and say hi. I'll probably have coffee because that's earlier than we usually get moving. So yeah. Finally managed to find a light bulb that fit my salt lamp in the back, if you're wondering what's glowing. Really, really happy about that. So what's on the books for today? Yeah, we'll be planned so far is, you know, we'll be getting some more stuff put out on the sites and making some conjure oils. That's the plan. So new fresh batches going out. We have tons of new herbs and stuff to use. So stay tuned for that good stuff. Kind of want to get back to this whole friend thing. As I'm sitting here thinking about it, and we're taught, you know, from a very early age, we're given kind of a framework on how to value friendship. You know, you talk about things like loyalty and integrity and mutual respect. And it seems ever harder to find these things in this day and age. I remember not that long ago where you could take somebody at their word. You know, a handshake was as good as a signature on a contract. And now, whichever way the wind blows is where loyalty and integrity follows. A focus on the self seems to have really taken precedence over a focus on community and a focus on family. And it's really an intriguing thing. You know, from a spiritual sense, you know, we know things, we know all things are connected. um, how well they resonate with us, that's the other side of the coin, as to what um, benefits us, as to what bolsters us, supports us. You know, finding those harmonics that resonate with us. You know, that's the other side of the coin. Um, and it's been kind of difficult in recent years to find those resonances. It's almost like humanity has gone and become like an out of tune piano or something, and we're just not in key, and nothing that we do is in tune with each other, with the world. So how do we get back to that? How do we get ourselves back in tune? You know, there's a serious need for us to get back in tune. We can't be one thing, you know, and I tend to say things like they are, which makes for some interesting and colorful exchanges on occasion. But you know, we can't have this literal bullshit of, you know, on Sunday, folks go to church and sing praise and love thy fellow man and so on and so forth. And then the other 6 days of the week, pretty much assholes. That's not how this works. It's not how any of this works. Integrity. And kind of, you know, that's where that flows in. And I'm not just picking on church-going people. It's rife in spiritual communities too. You know, there's no room for ego when you're a spiritual person. There's no room for, you know, me above all others. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. We're here as healers and light workers and such to raise the vibrations of others, to raise the vibrations of those around us, to act as guides and coaches to help people to achieve their highest and best self. But you can't do that with ego. You can't. There's no room for these people that I don't know why you buy from that store. You know, that my stuff's better. What? I mean, truth be told, there are those out there that have a certain level of sketch to them, and that's unfortunate, and that gives those others who aren't sketchy a much harder path to walk, to bring these things to people. We're painted with this broad paintbrush of somebody gets burned by one person and the rest of the community is therefore deemed crap, and that's not how this works. And I implore anybody that is walking a spiritual path to really, actually no, I'm going to use a different word. I challenge everybody that walks a spiritual path to not just talk the talk and actually walk the walk. And let's clean this up. We need to. We really need to. Well, James and I both are very blessed to have many, not just some, many extremely spiritual people in our lives that have shown us the way to walk and talk with ethics and morality and integrity. And these things need to be a part of any spiritualist's path, any spiritist's path, any spiritual person's path, whether, no matter where you worship, if it's an altar in the woods or an altar at the corner church, there's a distinct need for this integrity. And for those wondering, how do I find out about the integrity of those with whom I find myself interacting? Pay attention. Everybody's intuitive. That gut feeling that everybody gets, everybody's intuitive. And I tell people, go with your gut. That's where it's at. Something's making you uneasy. Don't just go, maybe it's because they're new. No. Maybe it's just because I met. No. If something's making you uneasy, explore it. Don't dismiss it. You'll find out why as you go. Guarantee you will find out why as you go. It's I can't stress it enough that everybody needs to go with their gut and truly get on the path that is meant for you. So let's see. What are we what time are we at here? I don't want to keep everybody all morning long. I could really talk. Oh, that's one thing I forgot to mention. We are going to start putting up some how-to videos on our YouTube channel. I'll try to get, I don't have the link handy right now, but we'll try to get that shared out take a look and follow those, that channel, because we're definitely gonna put some good information out there. We already have a few ideas for the initial. We'll probably put something out once a month. And honestly, everybody's like, well, why don't you just put everything out there? And for us, we didn't learn what we learned overnight. We didn't bust out a book and say, read it and go, oh, hey, I'm going to do this. And all of a sudden we're, throwing it up there. We have a combined 35 years of experience, 35 plus years of experience. And with that, we know that finding your path and walking your path is not an overnight change. So, you know, probably about once a month we'll put out something new and give folks a chance to work with it, to think about it, to dissect it, tear it apart, put it back together in a form that they need to, and really get into the nitty gritty, ask questions, so on and so forth. That way we can definitely, we can grow organically with no, as individuals, without a lot of noise to distract, you know. And then there's always the people, well, I do things this way, I do things that way, I do it this way. Yeah, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. We all have the parts of there's in spirituality, in magic, there's those parts that define it for us, and it's okay to add your spin on things within reason. I mean, there are some things you shouldn't do, obviously, like mix bleach and ammonia. That still blows my mind. Probably almost literally, if somebody were to do that. I don't get, that's just one tidbit of something that we've come across in recent months of people doing, and it's like, no, it doesn't add value to what you're doing. So yeah, you're not going to hear that kind of stuff from us. I did this working and all my hair fell out and I can't breathe, but I think it's doing what I wanted it to. Well, might also want to have 911 on the line there when you mix that one up, buddy. Blows my mind. There's a lot of misconceptions, and hopefully with the how-to videos we'll be able to clear some of it up. That's just the sheer magnitude of the things that we've seen and heard and read, just even in the last few months. It's just, why? Back to the essential oils from the beginning of the video, you know, just just, you know, put it in your water, or just do this with essential oils, or just do that. No, there's safety that needs to be taken into consideration. So we're here to help you get to your highest and best self safely. We'll show you the traditional aspects and let you go from there. So watch for those. Probably the first one I'm hoping to have ready for the first week of October. And then we'll try to add one the first week of every month moving forward. So, sorry, I'm waiting for a delivery from UPS because I needed a replacement work computer, and I'm just hoping that everything goes well with that, because we know I know better than most, I think, just how crazy shipping products can be. It's Goes a little nuts. Oh, good morning. So I just got the notification that the work computer has arrived. So yay! I can fix that and get back to work finally, and figure out from there. Get to play catch up for a few days now. That'll be fun. On top of writing and creating products and printing things and mailing things and shipping things and filling orders and teaching classes. And you'd wonder when we slept. I wonder sometimes. I have such a hard time falling asleep. Not me. I lay down and I'm out. So the life of me. I can drink coffee until the moment I go to bed and still just pass out. So I don't know. That's my, we definitely have a lot going on. And hey, good morning. I think I'm starting. I think the world is starting to wake up with me now. It's going on what, 10:30 something. So yeah, this is good. I have my morning. It says Starbucks, but I'm not. The cup was a gift, and it just happens to be a good size to work with the. Apparently, that's my symbol for Keurig, I guess. It fits very well with the Keurig, but I'm definitely not a coffee snob. Love me a good cup of coffee, but I'm definitely not a coffee snob. So I have to get to the store today and get more coffee, because I've been alternating between, it's like coffee and then chai and then matcha and then back to coffee, and either there's not enough caffeine in the other two, or my body's just confused. What are you doing to me? This isn't coffee. It seems to say. So, what do we have going on today? It's midweek, Wednesday, halfway there for most people. The Monday through Friday grind. I don't really miss that. I think I lost a bit of myself in that corporate structure. I've enjoyed my years of customer service and my crazy schedules and such. It really, I think it kind of has defined. It figures. It goes along with who I am. Everybody, I'm a talker. I enjoy talking. I enjoy meeting people, and I can really. It gives, working in retail and such. It gives me an opportunity to connect in ways that, sitting in a 6x6 cubicle for a few years did not. And I send prayers out to everybody that is sitting in one of those cubicles now, because I know how frustrating that is. And why can I not think of the band right now? Because all of a sudden I have in my head that, despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a cage lying going. And it's kind of it really is. It's kind of the world that we've created. I saw a meme the other day. on Facebook, and it really had me thinking a lot. It says, you know, if you're not spending the time building your dreams, you will find yourself working for someone building theirs. And I thought to myself, wow, yeah, that's kind of it, you know. And I know I paraphrased that horribly, but I think I got the gist of it in there. Um, it's it's a little, it's daunting to follow your dreams. It's daunting to follow your path. You know, you run the risk of family and friends going, "You crazy," and not in a good way. Yes, it was Smashing Pumpkins. Um, and I think even now there are things that I don't share to my personal Facebook page, just because even I have those moments where I go, I wonder how this is going to be received. And I've been kind of bucking that trend anymore, you know, because this is me. This is who I am. You know, I'm a spiritualist. I do what I do, and it's unapologetic. I do what I do to make other people's lives better. I do what I do to help people. And if me sharing a spiritual meme or a spiritual event or anything that defines me offends others on my page, or they want to, you know, what do they call them? Keyboard warrior. Yeah, the keyboard warriors want to duke it out. What? It's very prescient on me now to say, why are you even here? You know, why why are we so afraid to march to our own beat? You know, it doesn't matter. It when at the end of the day, when you're laying down and you've done your bit for king and country, these people aren't there. You're there with yourself. And if you can go to bed at night knowing that you've done everything possible, even the uncomfortable things that we have to do to get to the more fun things. But if you've done everything possible to be your highest and best self, to live your path and to be true to yourself, you know, there's power there for you. And no one can take that away from you. And this is where we're going. This is where exactly. I spent a lot of years trapped in those mindsets of, ooh, I can't share this. My family's on my Facebook page. Oh, I can't share that. My friends, you know, these friends over here aren't gonna like this, or you know, or these random people that, you know, I may not have met in person, but we have enough connections where to make it worth it to be friends on Facebook friends. Um, but again, if I'm not able to express myself on my own page, what's the point of having these folks there? I'm not defined by others' perceptions. I'm defined by my own actions, as are we all. We're defined by how well do we walk our talk. We're defined by our integrity. We're defined by our ethics, our morality. And if you have those things in line, nothing can take that away. It's just, I mean, it is what it is. So at the end of the night, when, I mean, anybody that knows me knows that I can swear like a sailor. And there's things that I think that even with that I don't share on Facebook, because I'm like, oh, I could be laughing with tears rolling down my cheeks because something strikes me as funny, but I won't share it because of that perception thing. And I've been fighting to change that recently, and I've been pretty proud of myself in getting a lot of that out there. But, you know, I think with all things at this stage, we need to be true to ourselves. That doesn't mean to be selfish. Let me put that out there. Because I know people that take it to an extreme where, you know, there are ways to compromise, there are ways to work within society and work within neighborhoods and communities and such, where being your true self and living your life do not infringe on others. And I think that there's a disconnect there in the way a lot of people think about stuff. You know, I'll just use this example. Because here in Pennsylvania, they just did away with the legal restrictions on fireworks. You probably already know where this is going. And there are those who enjoy their weekend or weekday alcoholic beverages and get-togethers, and that's fine. But these individuals also feel the need to pretty much pull the entire region into these get-togethers by shooting off fireworks at midnight, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, when there's noise ordinances, because we live in a community and a society with rules, regulations, and laws for everybody to be able to enjoy their lives. But they'll send their fireworks up, little explosions in the sky, irregardless of soldiers with PTSD who, until recently, were able to, if it's a holiday, like the 4th of July, you can plan for that. People can take their pets away, or, take the steps necessary to mitigate in their lives what fireworks and such bring. The stadiums will say, oh, we're going to have fireworks on Friday, so it's coming. You don't know it's coming at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 blocks away, because somebody decided to have a get-together, and that's just not right. That's selfish. And contrary to their belief, that it isn't living their best, becoming their best and highest self. That's not living their life. That's not, Cartman from South Park, that I do what I want. No, that's not good. That's just not how it works. My catchphrase again. Um, and with that, that's just one example where a compromise can be had. Take the time to learn your neighborhood. Find out what your neighbor's stories are, or just follow the law and not do it at 2 o'clock in the morning. I mean, you would think that'd be a no-brainer. So balancing walking our path and being true to us is where the magic is. And I hope that makes sense. Finding that line where both can meet and come together. That's where true power in living your life is. Can you tell that the fireworks thing was going on here? It's nothing quite like sitting and at the end of the day relaxing, maybe watching a little TV, and then all of a sudden, a football field length away, there's an explosion. There's nothing that prepares you for that. I could give so many examples. I mean, the blasting of music through neighborhoods in the middle of the night. And we won't get started on driving, because that's I think to myself, I've lived pretty much most of my life in the same town. I know the roads, so I know how to anticipate what lane I need to be in before I need to be in it. And I can also gauge the traffic around me to ascertain, should I get in early? Should I change lanes early? When should I do this safely? There's one intersection here for anybody that's watching from Erie, 38th and State Street, heading west. There's always those people that it's been a turn. The right lane has been a turn lane only since before I was born, and they wait, and they wait, and then they gun it, and then they cut you off right in the intersection. That's not doing that right. Little traffic rant, but it all ties together. It's respect for others. It's respect for yourself. It's respect for society. It's respect for, just the right way to do things. And we were bombarded with these images of people that just, whether it's Facebook or television or what have you, where it's just I do what I want, screw everybody else mentality. And that's kind of, that's part of what's got us to where we are today as a society. For anybody that watched one of the earlier videos, we talked about the participation trophies that started coming out like 20 years ago, so you take that plus this it's all about me mentality, and you get anarchy. I mean, it's a no-brainer. But that's why there's those of us here that are actively working to make a difference. So I think with that, I will let you go about to enjoy your Wednesday, and I hope you take those steps to be your highest and best self, to live your truth. And we'll see you Friday. So tell a friend, grab some coffee. I will probably get to the store before then. So until then, have a wonderful day. Many blessings, much love, and we'll see you soon.